Welcome. Welcome to season 2, episode 1 of Tight 10 and Titan. I'm aware of the fact that we did that bit at the beginning because there's always a bit where we don't put the video clip on right away and we go. And I was very kind of conscious. I was very conscious of that at the time because also I get caught up in watching us do that and forgot to hit the timer. So I was like just going, oh look, we're doing that timer. We go.
Yeah, it just became a wee bit self-indulgent. We're just sitting there looking at our villains.
Do you know, it's really unlike comedians to just take time out and do something that's quite self-indulgent. So we're coming at you once again. We're coming at you through Twitch, through my Facebook page. We should probably get your Facebook page involved as well, Chris, your comedian page, and also through YouTube Live. So we'll be keeping an eye on kind of all the comments through this, so that people can help you out on your quest. If anyone's not seen before, Chris is about to. This is a good jumping on point because Chris is about to embark on a quest.
And after the horribly fated first quest that we embarked upon,
which is the Citadel of Chaos, where you played Harry Slaughter, who lived up to his name and got slaughtered
by himself. He jumped out a window.
He did jump out a window. He jumped out a window. So.
Accidentally, I should say.
Accidentally, yeah, no, he was trying to escape from something. Tonight's episode is brought to you by rum, as always.
I too have rum, but I indulged yesterday, and I do not wish to indulge again today. You know, the dog's already bit me once.
This isn't actually, I was thinking, I'm doing dry January, so this is actually weak tea. I've just poured into.
It's actually iodine. It's iodine.
Iodine. That's my favorite flavor of iodine, right? So people that have watched the first 7 episodes of this that made up season 1 will know that one of my biggest failings is that I go off on tangents. And I'm just going to say, Chris, new year, new me.
Aye, I can tell that by the dead man's fingers.
I've got a schedule here, and a schedule of exactly what's going to happen. The first 10 minutes is us having a heated discussion about whether it's pronounced schedule or schedule.
Schedule, right? It's got to be schedule.
So I've got that penciled in. So no, if you answer it right now, then we're ahead of schedule. And then after, so obviously, so we've got that, and then we're going to, because your character died, we've got to create a new character for you. So we've got to roll all your skill and stamina and luck, etc.
I've got my own sheet here as well to keep track.
Your own sheet, right? So you need to do that. So I'm going to do dice rolls, and basically what we need to do is we'll roll for your skill, and then we'll roll for your stamina, and then we'll roll for your luck. And I don't know if you remember, but the first time is you roll 1 dice for your skill, and then you add 6 to it. You roll 2 dice for your stamina, and you add 12 to it. And then you roll 1 dice for your luck, and you add 6 to it. I'm not going to get involved in the die being the plural of dice kind of stuff. We can that argument's not to 8:30, right?
Yeah.
So I've got my schedule here. So we'll just get that out of the way.
Let me get something out of the way, John, because I don't want the same thing that happened last time where I came up with a roaring pun of a name and you didn't get it until episode 5. So if I make a pun on the name this time, I'll make sure to explain it to you.
Do you know what? It would be really, really nice if you could do that because I'm not the sharpest.
That'll be the dead man's fingers, wouldn't it?
That would be my iodine. So we'll just, we'll get it out of the way, Chris. We'll do this, and then I'm going to give you the option, right? I'm going to give you the option that you can choose your character name after we read the prologue.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
So you can get a flavour for the tale. Just because this time, I know the last time you chose Harry Slaughter because it was a play on Harry Potter and there was magic involved. I will say that you don't seem to have any magical skills in this quest this time.
That suits me. Absolutely suits me. I prefer the barbarian. I got to be all axes and shields.
Axes and mischief. So we're just going to do this, man. This is the exciting part of it. Anybody that's watching, see, this is the problem because you need to do this at the beginning. Anybody that's watching kind of going, right, basically I just wasted 20 minutes watching two guys with starkly different haircuts rolling a dice. And do you know what? You were talking earlier on about being self-indulgent. Here we go. Right, I'm rolling the first dice. This is for your skill. And we add 6 to it. Right, so let's do this. That's,
new character.
You've got a 6.
What? 6 plus 6? Oh my
6
god.
plus 6. So your initial skill is 12.
I am fucking jacked.
That is
I am
like
jacked,
the absolute
John.
best you can do.
Pure unit.
I'm also aware of the fact that it's because I'm doing this on a laptop, it's very difficult for me to show people the dice. But there it is.
I mean, if you were going to lie as the
gonna,
GM, you wouldn't have lied a 6. You would have lied a 1.
Absolutely. Well, that's the thing, because although we are friends, it's not my job to make your life any easier. So I'm supposed to, in general, and if we were ever in a pub, and like I wouldn't be your wingman either, right? I'm just telling you now, right?
You'd be a
but joking aside, as games master, I'm completely impartial. I can a wee bit of a laugh and a wee bit of a joke, but anybody that watches season 1 will know that I won't give you anything resembling a clue or a hint.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't stop me from jumping out that window.
No, but to be fair, we did have a wee quick kind of retrospective and saw that there wasn't much you could have done because
that's true. It was an impossible situation. It was like jump out a window or get stabbed. I can't remember the exact choice, but it was which caliber of bullet would you like to be shot with?
Yeah. It was a shame, but at the same time, it was also very entertaining and amusing. So that's the kind of line that I have to walk here because not only am I here to make sure that you get through this quest as best you can without giving you any help, but I also have to try and make it entertaining for like the 2 or 3 people that watch. Right, so next up, skill. Anybody that's just logged in right now.
No, next up, stamina. We just did.
2 kind of guys on a webcam, and one of them's doing this.
The other one's just.
This is what I signed up for. Oh, you've got a 5 and a 1, and you had 12 to it, so it's 17.
We're a glass camera.
Sorry, it's 18.
18.
So I can't even count. That's it. It says it. My day job means that I should be able to count, but I actually said 17 when it was in actual fact 18. Right, so your skill's 12 and your stamina is 18. So there you go.
Hold on. What was that out of a maximum possible? 18 out of
24.
what could it have been? 24. So we're not as tough, but we are. I mean, we're not as durable, but we're super strong.
The good thing about the higher skill means that you're going to be kind of more proficient in a fight, which means that your stamina is less of an issue in a fight because 12 is a hard skill to beat in an actual honest to God fight. So your stamina won't potentially suffer as much in battle. But that's not to say that because this is the Forest of Doom, you might lose stamina points for getting a skill for something.
Yeah, quite possibly falling out of tree. But the other thing as well is because this game doesn't have spells that every combat, it's like, would you like to pull your sword out, or would you like to waste both you and your opponent's time pretending that a spell's going to work? Because it never fucking works. So at least this time we've only got one stat that we fight with, and we're the best that we can possibly be at that stat. This is a great start.
Absolutely, it is a very good start. I will remind anyone that didn't watch the Citadel of Chaos. It is all available. It's all available on YouTube. But anyone that didn't watch was Chris had a habit of every single time it was possible for him to cast a spell, it had the worst possible effect for him. It was
really bad.
You picked
the final cast. That was the final cast, was it not? Because I went out a door and
you went out a door and you had the chance to levitate and it didn't work and you fell to your death.
The choices were plummet to your death or levitate. And levitate was like, psych, plummet to your death.
Absolutely. Which was quite hard going. We managed to get a whole hour episode out of how badly that one decision went. But so anyone that this is the first time they're watching, that's generally what happens, is the fact that we do go off on tangents. But I can't remember the character's name, but there was a character in Harry Potter who he was one of like Harry's schoolmates, and every time he did a spell, it seemed to backfire on him.
That was Neville.
Was it Neville? So
It was,
basically, you were Neville. Neville Longbottom was his name.
no, was that Neville or was that the Irish fella?
It was the Irish fella. So there we go.
Seamus. Of course,
Yeah,
of course he's
was
called
his name
Seamus.
Seamus? I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm clearly not.
Right. I have a bone to pick with J.K. Rowling for that.
So did many people. I don't know.
I was going to say I've got other bones to pick with her too, but one thing at a time. But do you notice that she had the Irish guy, and early on, everything he did blew up in his face, and then later on, they made him the demolitions expert. It's like, holy fuck!
She's just looking at la 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 la.
Yeah, they just it's like I half imagine because he likes. I think I could be remembering this wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's the one that set off the charges that blew up that big bridge in like the last film. And it's pretty much just like, don't you worry, I'll get the gel ignite. He just played him as if he was a rabbit by the end.
See, this is one of the many tangents that we're going to go off on. Is Harry? Who knew that Harry Potter was basically a political allegory about the Troubles?
Parts of it, I think.
Right, anyway, last but not least, luck. Let's see if you get the luck of the Irish with you, Chris. This is rolling one dice again and adding 6. So let's see how are you feeling, Lucky Punk?
I'm gonna be honest. Part of me's hoping I get a 1. I love the idea of playing a really strong but super unlucky dude. Someone? Oh God, someone.
I need to show you this.
Get the camera down.
I don't know if you can see it. What were the chances? Did you get that?
Yeah, I got that.
You're ironically lucky in your decision to be unlucky.
Wow, I called that. Absolutely called that.
That was amazing. So your initial skill is 12. Your initial stamina is 18, and your initial luck is 7. It points through the quest. You can lose stamina, you can gain stamina, you can lose skill, you can gain skill, you can lose luck, you can gain luck. However, unless it states otherwise, you can't generally go above your initial. But that's not to say that you can't pick up a magic sword that brings your skill up, and it'll actually tell you through the course of the quest. So that does potentially happen. So we are 13. We're setting records here. We're 13 minutes in, and we've already set up your kind of stats. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the prologue out to you, Chris. And when we get to the end of the prologue, you sit, you listen to the prologue, hear what's going on. And by the end of the prologue, we're going to take a wee bit of time out for you to come up with your character's name. So that's quite. So let's do this. Are you ready?
Very much so. I was born ready.
Born ready. So obviously, for anyone that's this is a good 5-pager. By the way, this is longer than the previous one. Just went Citadel's that way, kill the bastard. This is a 5-pager. So I'm going to read this out to you. I'll be as quick as I can, but I won't gloss over anything. Quick as you can in my language means it'll probably be the end of the hour by the time I'm done, because I will go off on tangent. And then by the end of it, we'll come up with your character's name. And then I'm hoping that about 20 minutes in, we'll start the quest.
Ooh, that would be breaking records, because it took us an hour and a half to check up this.
I've got 6 minutes to read 5 pages.
It's a page a minute.
I know. Nearly. Let's do this. Almost like a professional. Should I brought my reading glasses? So here we go. If you want me to be more dramatic at any point, then just say, John, can you up the drama somewhat?
Can I just dial that up to maximum right now?
Exactly. Just bring it up to maximum drama. Right. So you are an adventurer, a sword for hire, and have been roaming the northern borderlands of your kingdom. Having always spurned the dullness of village life, you now wander the lands in search of wealth and danger. Despite the long walks and rough outdoor life, you're content with your unknown destiny. Although you're the unluckiest bastard that's ever rolled a dice.
I'm content with it, though. It's all right.
The world holds no fears for you, as you're a skillful warrior, well practiced in the art of slaying evil men and beasts with your trusty sword. Not once during the last 10 days since entering the northern borderlands have you set eyes on another person. This doesn't worry you at all, as you're happy with your own company. Enjoy the slow, sunny days hunting, eating, and sleeping. God, that sounds really good, actually.
It does sound like a good lad.
Just I'm like kind of going, whoo, I could do that. Apart from the hunting bit, I'd be fine with the eating and sleeping. But if I actually had to kill it myself, then not so keen. It's eating and having feasted on a dinner of rabbit, spit roasted in an open fire. I feel like they're going into too much detail at this point.
Yeah, it's plus I don't want to just eat rabbit, man. I'll get gout.
Exactly. That's exactly. Roll your dice. Right, to test your luck. You settle down to sleep beneath your sheepskin blanket. There's a full moon, never a good sign, and the light sparkles in the blade of your broadsword skewered into the ground by your side. Again, I feel like they're giving too much info here. I want to get to the. No wonder this is 5 pages. They're talking about the light sparkling in the blade of your broadsword. Unless this becomes relevant really quickly.
Do you know what this reminds me of? And I apologise in advance for the very small tangent, but it reminds me of reading the Lovecraft story. I think it was At the Mountains of Madness, or was it? It doesn't matter. I think it was At the Mountains of Madness, and he takes 2.5 pages to describe a fictional drill that he'd made up. he loved detail, that did.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He loved detail and anti-Semitism.
And everything. He was racist.
I know, absolutely. God bless him. You gaze at it, wondering what you will next have to wipe the blood off some vile creature from its sharp edge. When you will next have to wipe the blood off some vile creature with its sharp edge. Just put it back. He said, "Oh, look at that lovely moonlight glinting off the blade. Can't wait to clean some blood off it." These are strange lands, inhabited by weird and loathsome beasts, goblins, trolls, and even dragons. Oh, dragons! As the flames of your campfire gently dies, you begin to drift asleep, and images of screaming green-faced trolls flicker through your mind. Suddenly, in the bushes to your left, you hear the loud crack of a twig breaking under a clumsy foot. You leap up and grab your sword from the ground. You stand motionless, but alert, ready to pounce on your unseen adversary. Then you hear a groan, followed by the dull thud of a body falling onto the ground. It's going to turn into a murder mystery.
Yeah, I know, right?
Death in paradise. Is it a trap? Slowly, you walk over to the bush where the noise is coming from, and you carefully pull back the branches. You look down to see a little old man with a grey bushy beard, his face contorted with pain. You crouch down to remove the iron helmet covering his balding head and notice 2 crossbow bolts protruding from the stomach of his plump, chainmail-laid clad torso.
That's Ian McKellen.
Picking him up, you carry him over to the fire and stir the dying embers into life. After covering him with the sheepskin blanket, you manage to get the old man to drink a little water. I wouldn't waste your water at this point.
It's too early in the game.
He drinks it, and then the water goes out of the holes.
Like a cartoon, you have to put in corks to plug him up.
Thank you so much. He sits up rigid, eye staring fixedly ahead, and starts to shout, "I'll get them! I'll get them! Don't you fear, Gillibrand? Big Leg is coming to bring the hammer. Oh yes, indeed, I am. Oh yes." That wasn't me. That was me playing that character.
This guy's Hadrian.
Yep. The dwarf, whose name you presume is Big Leg, is obviously delirious from the poison-tipped bolts lodged into his stomach. You watch as he slumps down again to the ground, then whisper his name in his ear. His eyes stare unblinkingly at you as he again starts to shout.
And whisper his name in his ear?
Ambush! Look out! Ambush! Ah! The hammer! Take the hammer to Gillibrand! Save the dwarfs!
We're going to save the dwarfs then.
Save the dwarfs! Again, that wasn't me talking. That was
the dwarf.
That was Big Leg.
Which one of his legs is big?
Big Leg, that may become relevant very quickly.
Yeah, especially if I keep whispering in his ear.
His eyes half close, and the pain seems to ease a little. and as the delirium subsides, he speaks to you again in a low whisper. So again, even though this is going to sound slightly different, it's the character, but this is a low whisper, which will probably say to your neighbours, "Help his friend. Take the hammer to Gillibrand. Only the hammer will unite our people against the trolls. We were on our way to Darkwood in search of the hammer, ambushed by the little people. Others killed. The map in my pouch will take you to the home of Yastromo."
How's that spelled?
Yaztromo.
Here's
The master mage of these parts. He's great magics for sale to protect you against the creatures of Darkwood. Take my gold. I beg you. Find the hammer and take it to Gillibrand, my lord of Stonebridge. You will be well rewarded. Big Leg opens his mouth to start another sentence, but nothing comes out except his dying breath. You sit down and ponder Big Leg's words. Who is Gillibrand? Who is Yastromo? What is all this fuss about the dwarfish hammer? Well, I'm sure we'll find out. You reach over to the still body of Big Leg and remove the pouch from his leather belt around the waist. Inside, you find 30 gold pieces.
Ooh, we got
and a
hard
map.
currency.
And a map. Here's the map.
What's on there?
I'll send you a screenshot of that map.
Yeah, because right now it's like trying to read it drunk. So that's a Stonebridge. Stonebridge in the middle.
There you go. So I'll send you a screenshot of that map. Jingling the coins in your hand, you think of the possible rewards which may await you just for returning a hammer to a village of dwarfs. Never thought you'd hear me say that sentence.
Not again.
Not again. You decide to try and find a hammer in Darkwood Forest. It's been a few weeks since your last good battle. And what is more, you're likely to be well paid for this one. With your mind made up, you settle down to sleep, having taken back the sheepskin blanket from poor Big Leg, who is now dead and doesn't
He's
need
now
it.
big dead.
In the morning, you bury the old dwarf and gather up your possessions. That sounds like some sort of sexual euphemism. Wake up in the morning, bury the old dwarf.
All right, sweetheart, you want to bury the dwarf with me?
Bury the dwarf, and I'm going to and then don't ask about returning the hammer to Darkwood Forest. We won't talk about that one. Would you like me to return the hammer to Darkwood Forest?
You want to plait my dwarf's beard, if you know what I mean.
In the morning, you bury the old dwarf and gather up your possessions. Call her a taxi. Right, you examine the map, you look up to the sun and you find your bearings. Whistling merrily. I just feel like you've got a quiet optimism in this one. Whistling merrily, you head off south at a good pace, eager to meet this man Yastromo and see what he has to offer. Your adventure awaits, and your stamina never fail.
It's time for an adventure.
Time for a quest.
I've only just realised that I can edit my name. Yes, I think.
Were you too caught up in my storytelling?
I think I might have come up with a name. It's not. It's not because of the situation. Like this is quite an open. This is quite an open setting. So I think I'm gonna go for the name Rodney McBelfast.
Rodney McBelfast.
Rodney McBelfast talks like that.
Well, anytime that I have to read out any dialogue that Rodney McBelfast does, I will try to endeavour to do that. Rodney McBelfast.
You're fucking about there, son. Give me that phone now.
I mean, you know, we've gone 24 minutes, and this could be the shortest season yet. As I ask you, Rodney McBelfast, are you ready to begin your quest?
I was born ready, John.
So let's do it. I mean, if you'd said no at this point, this would have been our shortest episode and season yet. Imagine, are you ready to begin a quest? No, and then you leave the broadcast.
Yeah, I'm fucking. I quit, John. I just realised that this says Rodney McBelf. I'm
You might
Rodney
have to
McBelfast.
take Chris Ashworth out and just write Rodney McBelfast.
I might have to go for a shorter first name in order to get it all in there. I'll go Rod. I'll put Rod in and see if
Rodney
that solves it.
McBelfast.
But his full name is Rodney. But see if
I'll be sure to mention at the beginning of every quest. Are we ready to begin? We're 25. As I recall, the last time it took us about an hour to get even this far.
Wow. Yeah,
We've already tightened this up.
No, because our first session ran 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was something crazy like that, wasn't it? It might have been even longer. So I mean, now we've got like a full, I say a full half hour of honest to God question here, but let's face it, we're going to go off in tangents, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we always do. That's the fun, though.
Because exactly, what would be the point otherwise?
I don't know what that is. See this here? Hold on. Oh God, Jesus, this is sorry. See this thing here? I just realised I've never seen that before in my life. I don't know what that is. I think it might be an air freshener that the letting agency put in here.
That's just about it. It's, do you know, that's the start of any good horror film. Going, I've never seen that before. It's like an evil doll.
I've been living here for months. I've never even an evil doll. Just like mold in the shape of a face. It's like eyes follow me.
And then other people, like you invite somebody around and they say, "I saw that move," and you went, "Don't be ridiculous." And then 2 weeks later,
trying to scare me.
2 weeks later, your friend's found me his throat cut, but you don't even think about it. It's not till your third friend dies you think something might be amiss. As an all good horror fans kind of go, only 2 of my friends have been murdered. I'm sure it's not the evil doll that's doing it. 3's the cut off.
Statistically speaking, 2 is not a correlation. Do you know, every time one of them dies, another mold face appears on the wall.
Absolutely.
Help, Chris! Help me, Rodney McBelfast! Help me!
I don't remember seeing that there. Looks like Han Solo and Carbonite. That wasn't there last week, was my watch, my Siri, my previous one, my previous Apple Watch. This is brought to you by Rum and Apple products. My previous Apple Watch used to shout at it for about 20 minutes, go, Siri, Siri, and this one's just 2. This one's just
gone too far the other way.
Yeah, anytime I talk to anybody, it goes, I do not know what you mean. I went, well, I wasn't fucking talking to you, was I?
Did I say your name?
Did I say Siri? I did that time, but I didn't mean it. It's just like calling mother. I was like, I don't want you to call her. I was talking about her, not to her.
Why would you tempt fate like that? You just said call mother.
Is it
Sorry,
how weird?
Call mother.
I was going to say the good thing is that she's not actually called mother on my phone, because how weird would that be? It's like, oh, you know, John. You know, John's contact list. He's got his mum, his mother. It's like, really?
It's not mother. It's mother.
Mother. Did you put an air freshener on my kitchen table?
Oh God, my Macklemore from Northern Ireland did it.
So anyway, anybody that's watching, if you're watching on Twitch, you can post a comment. If you're watching on Facebook, you can post a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, you can post a comment. Basically, you can post a comment, but you know, all options are available. I will say that I'm not able to really check all 3 of these streams simultaneously. So,
and I have deleted all my socials, so I can't do it even if I wanted to.
Excellent. So if anyone's so if it looks like I'm ignoring you, it's probably because of that, right? It is because I am. I didn't like to cut your jib, but I will try and keep on top of all comments if I can.
Please do, because I would appreciate the help. As we've seen from the previous season, I really fucking need it. Because my temptation, like I said early on in the last one, my temptation is anytime there's a choice that is bad, but seems like it might be a laugh, I tend to go for that choice, even if everyone in chat is telling me not to.
Not to do it, absolutely.
So what I need more voices telling me not to do it.
That's what we all need.
Don't do that. Put that down. Stop that.
Mate,
Don't get fat that way.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's crack on.
And again, you know, this is, you know, you're in the outdoors. This is a wee bit less kind of freaky out than kicking about a citadel. So
Citadel of chaos.
That's always good. So I'm just trying to set up my. I'm just trying to set this up so that I can see the YouTube ones as well. Let's do this. I don't want to miss anything.
No.
I don't want to miss anything. That would be bad. So we'll do the best we can. So just bear with me for a second as I try to keep this as seamless as possible.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I don't think anybody noticed.
They had no idea. So right, so I've got his live here on YouTube as well. So I'll jump.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody noticed.
Yep, no, absolutely. No idea. So right, so I've got his live here on YouTube as well. So I'll the problem is that now, right, we're not doing that. Right. If you're watching on YouTube,
why don't you just mute the video?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, I could do that.
That's the best bit, because it was. I don't think anybody noticed, and then that's the thing that gets recalled. So I'll try. You know, I'll try and get a third device set up while we start the quest, and then because the problem is that if I do mute the video, I'll probably also be muting you. So this is where things get complicated. But you know, I'm on top of this. I'm only doing this because you said your pal might be watching on YouTube. Otherwise, I'd have just ignored YouTube. He hasn't even replied. So if you're catching up on YouTube right now,
right, so I'll get that going, and we'll hopefully be able to catch up with YouTube soon. But if we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. But I like that wee kind of feedback loop for a second, because you know sometimes when you get feedback loops and it's just kind of that's cacophony. But this was quite pleasant because I could hear my own voice talking from like 30 seconds ago, and it was quite nice.
Is that how you get to sleep at night? Just listen to recordings of your own voice?
I've actually got a YouTube video of me doing some Zoom comedy, and every night I just put my earphones in and listen to myself being funny.
Laugh yourself to sleep.
Wake up with a semi. The arrogance. I used to not listen to myself ever do comedy. And then somebody said, it's the only way you'll get better. And John, you need all the help you can get.
That is true, though. You do need to listen to yourself.
What's that? You do?
It is true, though. You do need to listen to yourself.
Yeah. I know, but I mean, I was always kind of going, I've done that, I'm away. But now I'm listening more to stuff I've done. You would think that I would have that would have helped me improve.
It's helped.
Anyway, right, the quest begins. It hasn't even done that. It's made me less confident. I'm kind of going, oh God, I missed that bit.
Yeah, I missed so many
that joke that I was supposed to. So it's if anything, I don't like the sound of my own voice. I don't like the way I look. And I don't really find myself that funny. If anything, I think it's dented my confidence, Chris.
It's ruining you, clearly.
Everything's just a stark reminder that I shouldn't be doing comedy. Every single time I watch myself back, I'm just kind of what? Why?
We should just take this on to her.
There's a special kind of arrogance for somebody that carries on knowing in their heart of hearts that they shouldn't be doing it. And they're just like too belligerent and just give up. So anyway, I'm doing a gig up in Aberdeen on Saturday night, so
very good. I'm doing
I'm doing Jamie Tate's Rock Hopper Comedy Night, which is always a good night. And Jamie has also in the past helped us through our quest. Jamie is quite pivotal to some of the stuff we did in episode 5. was just kind of going shopping in episode 6. Didn't appear for episode 7, and then you died. Is that the way it worked? Or was it? Did she help it in episode 6? And then didn't help it, and then you died in episode 7. I can't remember, but she was involved, and then wasn't involved, and then you died.
Think 7 was the one where I died, and I think Jamie might have been
died.
shopping during that one. I'm also gigging. I'm on Thursday. I'm gigging in Dundee. Friday on Zoom, and then on the 24th of this month, I finally got my Red Raw spot.
Oh, so fantastic! You did Charlie Wallace's gig on Thursday?
No, I'm doing Icebreaker.
Oh, Icebreaker, good stuff. Excellent.
Luis and the boys.
Cool. Excellent. If they're watching, hello.
I doubt it, but if they are, hello.
I don't know. I don't know who watches this shite.
I don't know. Nobody that says they do anyway.
The quest begins. People have come back to me and said that they watched it, they found it funny, and they enjoyed it. So I mean, that's good.
Hey.
I mean, if you could start paying us for it, that'd be even better.
Who'd pay for that? How much money would we even make? Even if it was a $5 in, we still would only make like a $10 a night.
We don't do this for the money. We do it for the art.
It's just as well, isn't it?
Absolutely, I know. Absolutely. So anyway, the Forest of Doom.
Oh, exciting!
It's 30. We're 36 minutes and 53 seconds in, so we've now got a good 23 minutes of questing. Let's do this.
Start this second.
Your walk to your Stromos takes little over half a day, and you arrive at Stone Tower home. You arrive at Stone Tower home. Sorry, I don't know why I accentuated that the way I did, but I did. You arrive at Stone Tower home, dirty and hungry. Again, I've got those DVDs from when I was a teenager.
Dirty and hungry.
Dirty and hungry. As the tower is set back in the edges of Darkwood, some 50 meters away from the path you have been following, it is difficult to find. Finally, you walk up to the huge oak door, somewhat relieved to find that it does exist, and that Big Leg was not speaking wildly in his delirium, or as we would say in Glasgow, talking shite as he was dying. A large brass bell and gong hang from the stone archway. As you ring the bell, ding dong. That was me ringing the bell. A shiver runs down your spine as you realise that the loud bong invades a deep silence. I do realise that I haven't read that now, that I didn't do justice to the big bong by going ding dong. Right, so we'll do that again. As you ring the bell, bong!
It's like a gong show.
Yep. Oh, as you ring the bell, you realise that you didn't quite take your 5 minutes. And Alan Anderson laughs derisively as you walk off stage.
To the sound of the Fratellis.
To the sound of the Fratellis.
Although that's Monkey Barrel, not.
Yeah, it's Monkey Barrel. And you walk off to the sound of the Fratellis and your own heartbeat beating deep in your ears as you realise once again you have failed in your quest. Right, anyway, sorry. As you ring the bell, a shiver runs down your spine. You realise the loud bong invades a deep, dark silence which you had not noticed before. There are no sounds of birds or animals to be heard. You wait anxiously at the door and hear slow footsteps descending stairs from the tower above. That sounds more like a clock, but we'll go with it.
Are these big, heavy dwarf steps, or what kind of? I suppose we'll find out.
A small wooden slot in the door slides open and 2 eyes appear and examine you.
The guy in Star Wars.
See, there goes Sid again, doesn't understand.
Well, who are you?
Who are you? Demands a grumpy voice through the hole. Again, I've got that DVD as well. You answer that you're the adventurer Rodney McBelfast, and you're in search of the master mage Nostromo, intending to purchase magical items from him to combat the creatures of Darkwood Forest.
Oh, I get 30 gold to spend here. Right,
okay. Oh, well, in that case, if you're interested in buying some of my merchandise, you'd better come up. I'm Nostromo. I know.
Oh, that's a Nostromo.
He then turns and slowly climbs the stone stairs. Will you? follow him up the stairs?
It would be a bit fucking weird if I didn't. I just knocked on his door, rang his huge bell. In fact, Rodney Belfast was maybe just playing Belfast. That's what we call it in Northern Ireland. Ring the bell, run fast. For real.
Exactly. We call it Chapdoor Runaway, but I did anyway. Because we couldn't afford bells in the south side of Glasgow growing up. So, will you follow him up the stairs or draw your sword and attack him?
Oh, fuck. Imagine that. Oh, my God. I got to be honest. I'm sorely tempted to do that just because I know fighting a master wizard would be like an instant, like, turn one kill.
That's right, hold on, season, yeah.
I'm just like, right. This is a hypothetical.
Right.
I'm not committing to a decision here. But if I pulled out a sword, attacked him, and he killed me, do we have to go to the next book?
Yes. and by the way, if you hadn't already, you know, if this was your first quest, I'd have possibly given you some leeway and said, no, of course not. We can probably start again because we're at the beginning of our quest. I'd make you re-roll, by the way. I'm just telling you that. But I think because you know this isn't your first rodeo, I'm saying if you draw your sword and he kills you, then it's the end of the quest and we start the next book next week.
Imagine this is the first choice on a perfect playthrough, but that playthrough is one where I am the bad guy. I slice off Nostromo's head. In fact, if we do this playthrough, I slice off his head, I go through killing all the dwarves and killing all the people, and at the end, we actually have a flashback, and I actually am the one that killed Big Leg. I sliced his throat, and then I pretended like I was helping him. I'm going to follow him.
Some sort of cycle. It was like Dexter.
Yeah, it's like except that Dexter only kills bad people.
Exactly. Dexter only kills bad people and dwarfs.
Yeah, he's got very, very specific trauma in his past.
Harry Slaughter's code.
He walked in his mat getting pumped by Gimli.
And then just
yeah. Right, well, obviously I'm going to follow him, but I'm tempted to buy that book so I can find out what happens if I drew my sword.
Right, do you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to follow him up, and then when we do our thing, we will at the end of this episode, we'll go back and see what would have happened. How's that? I'll give you a wee peek behind the curtain. It's not something I would normally do, but
it's a new year.
We'll do at the end. We'll do deleted scenes from time to time.
The gag reel.
The gag reel, exactly right. So you're going to follow him up the stairs. So you've made your decision to follow him up the stairs, and then at the end, you know, we should do a kind of 5-minute gag reel at the end of every episode.
Yeah, I think it's.
We will go back to this. Choices not made.
Season 2, right? I've got something I'm going to do for season 2. And I'm going to keep track of how many decisions that I make. So that's decision number 1. I'm going to keep a wee tally here. I want to see how many decisions it takes for me to die.
You know, I get the craziest feeling that if you'd gone the other way, it'd have been 1 decision.
Yeah, it would have been it would be like a family tree with no fucking branches.
I know people like that. You follow the huffing and puffing old man in his tattered robes up the spiral staircase to a large room at the top of the towers, thinking all the way, I could have fucking taken him. Shelves, cupboards, and cabinets line the walls, all filled with bottles, jars, weapons, armour, and all manner of strange artefacts. Nostromo shuffles past the general clutter and slumps down in an old oak chair. He reaches into his top pocket and pulls out a fragile pair of gold-rimmed spectacles. Placing these in his nose, he picks up a piece of slate and chalk from a table next to the chair and begins to write frantically. He then hands you the slate. So we've got items. We've got items here and how much gold it costs. I'm going to read them out to you.
Okay.
So do you want to start scribbling?
Yeah, well, I'll make a note of anything that catches my interest.
You'll start to see with potions, so don't bother writing potion of, right?
Yeah, so okay, this is his potion menu then.
Right, there's more to it than potions, but I'll tell you if it's not a potion, right? So, potion of healing is 3 gold pieces.
All right.
The potion of plant control is 2 gold pieces.
Wait, these are just spells.
Well, are they?
They've just fucking packaged spells up as potions, and it's
They've
exactly the
repackaged them as
same. Plant control. Plant control.
There's the potion of stillness, which is 3 gold pieces.
Wait, are they all 3?
No, the potion of plant control was 2.
Oh, right, okay.
Healing was 3, plant control was 2, stillness was 3. Insect control is 2.
That's so specific. That's so specific.
Which makes you think you'll need it. It's like James Bond kind of going, well,
you never designed anything in error.
Here's a watch that fires badgers at people. Probably going to need that.
And then he has to go undercover during one of the calls.
There's a potion of anti-poison.
That does sound very useful, actually.
2 gold pieces. You've got holy water, which is 3 gold pieces. You've got Ring of Light, which was one of Madonna's better albums, which is 3 gold pieces. You've got, this is the point where you just think they're taking the piss. This is a rope of climbing.
Wait. What differentiates a rope of climbing from a rope?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's 3 gold pieces. All right, you can get a bog standard rope for 1 gold piece, but a rope of climbing is 3.
I think a rope of climbing is just a brand name rope.
Yeah, rope of exactly TM. Rope of climbing TM, 3 gold pieces. Net of entanglement is 3 gold pieces.
I have to say, right, my impression of the net is I remember playing Dungeons and Dragons years ago. It wasn't Dungeons and Dragons, it was Pathfinder, but whatever, same game basically. And the net, no one expected it, but the net ended up being one of the best weapons in the game because you just put it over something and then everyone just slugged on it at the same time and it died because I had to take a couple of turns to try and go out. So there's net of entanglement. And how much was that, sorry?
3 gold pieces.
Okay.
The armband of strength is 3 gold pieces.
Okay.
Again, this one seems quite specific. The glove of missile dexterity.
Okay. Oh,
2 gold pieces.
That's an item in Dungeons and Dragons as well. Lets you deflect arrows.
Yeah, well, 2 gold pieces.
Okay.
The rod of water finding.
What?
It's basically telling you one of those Y-shaped sticks.
Yeah, dowsing rods. That's me. I'm a rod of water finding. I'm Rod McBelfast.
Hey! So, well, then maybe you don't need this, but that's 2 gold pieces. Garlic buds. Garlic buds are 2 gold pieces. That's the Titan precursor to AirPods.
Yeah.
Garlic buds.
Garlic buds. It's so that no one sits next to you in the bus.
I'm just going to say, and this is just me blue sky thinking here, right? But if there's holy water and garlic buds, I'm wondering if there's maybe something in the forest. The headband of concentration.
Do you know what? I could use that in real life.
The headband, I know, I was thinking that too. The headband of concentration is 3 gold pieces. Fire capsules. What's that?
I said this is a long list.
I know, we're nearly at the end. The fire capsules are 3 gold pieces.
Okay.
And nose filters are 3 gold pieces. Did you get all the prices?
What was the nose filters again? 3?
Nose filters was 3.
Oh yeah, I did get all the prices then. Right.
So anyway, you've got 30 gold pieces to spend, and you know all of those things. So I said we've got like 20 minutes of full question. I know it's just going to be, this episode's just going to be like a shopping excursion. This is going to be like Pretty Women, where she's trying on all the dresses.
This is exactly it. But like, this is actually the point at which I really could have used like help from chat, because this is a lot of options.
Well, you've
And
got.
if I don't calculate it right, I'm going to end up with like an odd number, and I'm going to waste gold. It's not like I'm going to be
Well, you
able to
won't
come back.
waste gold, because if you've got any gold left, you might be able to use it in the forest.
Oh, aye, yeah, because I found loads of places to spend the gold I found in the Citadel.
Yeah. You just find. I don't know what happens in the forest. I'm trying to open up my YouTube so that I can see if your pal's there.
No, he
Right
hasn't
now,
even seen the message.
if
He's probably in
anybody,
already.
if anybody on the Facebook comments if anybody on Facebook comments or Twitch comments would like to jump in here and help Chris make his choices, then feel free for him to disregard you,
As is my
as is his
usual.
want.
I will do what you say if it was what I was going to do already.
Absolutely.
Or actually, for stuff like this actually would really help. See, there's some things in this list that look like they're going to be incredibly useful later on.
Yeah.
And then there's other things that are so specific that they have to be incredibly useful later on. Otherwise, you're a fucking idiot for buying it.
Have you got any initial thoughts?
Yes, I got loads of initial thoughts. So obviously, like you say, there's holy water and there's garlic buds, which means that there's probably going to be some sort of vampiric enemy. I noticed though that there's nothing there that's silver, so maybe we're not going to be dealing with werewolves. I'm already pretty strong, so I don't know if the armband of strength, but I don't know if skill like directly correlates to strength. In my head it does, but it could be a bit we get to and it's like there's a boulder blocking your path. Would you like to use the armband of strength to lift it? So that would be good. Ring of Light, I have no idea. Like, it's a forest. It gets pretty dark. Did we not figure out like 6 weeks into the last season that we've been holding a torch the entire time?
We did. we did it, and still I'm at the stage now where I'm still thinking, what good did it do?
It did no good. It did absolutely nothing for us. Right, plant control in a forest is probably going to be pretty useful, right?
I would agree.
And it's cheap. Insect control as well. And anti-poison, come on, you have to go, like...
You need to go for anti-poison. And it seems that all the stuff, it seems that all the stuff that might potentially be really good for you is
cheap.
Quite cheap.
I mean, the tendency, the idea I have would be to buy 10 fire capsules, and that would be it. That's what I'd like to do, but it's not what I'm going to do. So
imagine just how handy that would be in a forest.
Yeah, I know, right? Right. I think right off the bat, I'm going to take a fire capsule just because I need to satisfy that part of my brain.
Right. So the fire capsule, of course, is 3 gold pieces. So you've got fire capsule, potion.
Right. Before I do anything else, I need to buy a
potion.
I need to buy a potion of healing. There's no way around that. You need at least one potion of
healing.
So that's 6 gold.
Was it potion of healing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So you got a potion of healing. So you're now down to 24 gold pieces.
Are there descriptions of any of these?
Nope.
Fuck. So
bastards, eh? Absolute bastards. You have to guess for the title.
Stillness is I don't know what that means. Like, is it a potion where I can be very still? Is it a potion that makes me mimic death, maybe? Makes me so still that I can like play possum? Or if I take it, can I not move because it makes me still?
Or what, does it make someone else still?
Or is it a potion that makes moonshine by way of a still?
I don't know. I will say that I'm now on YouTube, and you don't have any comments.
That's all right. All right, I'm gonna buy nose filters. I've got to.
Nose filters. I get the feeling. Do you know? It all seems like it's all important.
Yeah, but I can't afford all of it.
I know. That's a pain, isn't it?
And I've got to get an anti-poison.
Anti-poison.
So that's what 3 + 2 + 3 + 3. 9 + 2 is 11. I'm not even halfway through yet. That's not so bad.
Yeah, you've got 19. You've got 19 left.
He's a rope of climbing.
A rope of climbing. What do you think that does?
If this is just a normal rope, I'm going to be so fucking mad. Do you know what would be annoying? If it was a rope that you put at the base of the wall and the rope climbed the wall but left you behind.
Do you know, it would have been really handy if you had the rope of climbing and sit there like chaos, and as you were falling, you just go, rope of climbing. And then,
just like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Do you know, I remember my buddy, he'd run D&D for years, and he had this thing, a character that he used to keep bringing in called Brian. And it was Brian's discount magic items, and they all had effects that sounded good, but were actually shite. And one of the best one, and my favourite ones, was the planet-seeking arrow. It would home to the nearest planet, so when you fired it, it just went straight down and stuck into the ground. Or he had a sword. He had a sword, the Sword of Frostfire, and it had an ice enchantment on it and a fire enchantment on it, which meant that you couldn't see because it just produced steam. So you just completely clouded. They were
I like his thinking.
Oh, they were so good, man. So good.
I just love it. You know, he seems like quite an antagonistic games master that's just sitting out to mesh.
He's actually not. If he fucked with you, he would only fuck with you in a funny way. Whereas when I was game master, some of my pranks were psychotic as a games master. People losing limbs and stuff. To be fair, one of my characters, Bisley, the investigator, he sprung a trap and got cooked, like literally before there was the final battle, and we were in the room before the final battle, and I sprung a trap in that room and died, and I just had to sit there and watch my pals do the final battle. I wasn't allowed to play.
Excellent.
Oh man. Anyway, how much gold have I got left?
You have 16.
Right, okay. 16
gold pieces left.
I'm going to take a plant control.
Plant control to Major Tom. Plant control's 2 gold pieces, so you've got 14 left.
Right. I was going to take holy water or garlic, but garlic's cheaper, so we're taking garlic.
Garlic's cheaper, yeah.
We'll take garlic. Holy water, I in my head, garlic is for vampires and holy water is for zombies and skeletons. But it would probably work on a vampire too, which is maybe why it's more expensive.
So, it says multi-purpose.
Yeah. You can start the fight and a bunch of zombies come out. You know, you've got a fucking handful of garlic. Get away from me. I'll make your breath smell, you bastard, and aid your digestion too. The Ring of Light. See,
you've got
the thing that's holding me.
Light.
The thing, no, I don't know, because the thing that's holding me back from getting stuff like the Ring of Light or the Armband of Strength or the Glove of Missile Deflection or whatever it was, are those single use? Because if I can use those gloves over and over again, fucking right, I'm buying them.
Well, it doesn't say.
I know. It's only 2 gold, so I'm assuming it's probably not.
Do you know what? I'm going to read something out to you here, actually. He tells you all the instructions for use are written clearly in the labels attached to the items, together with their suggested use. He says and tells you that, unfortunately, the magic in any of these items only works once, but they're best you can buy for the money.
Right, okay,
so there you go. So I should have read that out to you. Sorry.
Yeah. No, what?
That was a failing.
I sort of assumed that.
But if you decide to buy any of these items, pay for them by reducing the amount of gold and add the items to the relevant sections. Your strong will ask you the reason for the purchased items. You tell them your story and decision to continue the quest of the luckless big leg. Right. So there we go. But we'll get to that bit in a minute. But we're actually at that hour, so
yeah.
I will obviously let you continue your buying, and then we'll take a wee bit
call it there. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll try and speed up then. So
I'll definitely. I'm not 360.
I think I'm gonna go for. I want those gloves. I'm gonna go for gloves of missile, whatever. What was it? Glove of missile what?
Glove of missile dexterity.
Dexterity. All right. Dexterity. Glove of missile dexterity.
Okay. So we've got 10 gold pieces left. About 3, 6, 9, 12, 16, 18, 20. 10 gold pieces left.
Okay, then I'm gonna go armband of strength.
Armband of strength. Armband of strength, which helps you swim. They're just basically those big orange things.
Yeah, they're water wings.
Water wings, that's the word. Yep. So you've got 7 gold pieces left.
7. So what? I'm wasting gold no matter what I do. That's okay though. I'll have 1 gold spare. So we're gonna have to go for a headband of concentration because I do suffer from a very scattered concentration. So it would be nice that Rodney McBelfast did not suffer the same fate, at least for one use.
Just kind of go. What should I use? Put the headband of concentration on. You go. I should probably use the headband of concentration.
All right, that's 7 gold left, right?
3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. You've got 4 left.
Oh,
headband of concentration was 7. The irony being that you'd forgotten about that, and that brought it down to 4.
Oh no! Well, that means I can either get 1 3 gold item or 2 gold items.
That's true.
Oh.
You didn't even need the headband for that. Well done.
Well, there's only 2 gold items I haven't bought yet, and those are the rod of water finding and the insect control potion.
Yep.
But part of me is thinking that the plant control and the insect control might be an either or situation. Like you might be able to go out of a situation if you can control plants or if you can control insects. I don't know. And I feel like any situation that a thing of insect control could solve could also be solved by a fire catch-all.
Probably the same with plants as well.
Yeah.
Just kind of go, plants annoying you, just set fire to it.
Yeah. I mean, it works on
it. You know what,
it works
Chris,
on
I don't
anything.
want to advocate it, but see if anything's annoying you, you can just set fire to it. And that's not just for this quest, that's a life lesson.
If there's one thing that you need to take away from the first episode of this season and the first message of the new year, it's that
don't like
fire might not solve all your problems, but it will definitely distract from them.
Absolutely. If even briefly, the brief aim, just watch just the reflection of the flames flickering is probably enough to distract you from all your woes. And then 2 weeks later, pets start to go missing in the local area. And it's not downhill from there.
I mean, the sound a dog makes when it screams.
I just realised you're drinking tea.
I'm not drinking tea. I'm drinking from a mug because I don't own any glasses, but I own 1 glass. It's the big skull one. I'm drinking Pepsi from a mug.
All right, Pepsi. Well, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying that you're on the soft drinks tonight.
I am on the soft drinks
tonight. It less dark.
No. I get more dark if I'm sober. I'm happy when I'm drunk.
You get 4 gold pieces left, and you've got the choice of insect control, plant control, or any of the other shite. I don't know.
I feel like I should take a 3. I should take something that's worth 3 and save a gold.
Okay.
So we're gonna go with the Ring of Light.
The Ring of Light.
And that leaves us with 1 gold in the bank.
And
1 gold tucked up against my clacker bag.
1 gold piece. I mean, gold is quite, you're just kind of going, oh, gold pieces. And you're kind of going, oh, but I mean, gold's quite, you never know when you'll need it. And, it's different than being in like some citadel that's run by some evil bastards. You are, for all intents and purposes, going to be kicking about a forest and you might need gold.
Yeah, that's true. And if you only have 1 gold piece, and you're going to get mugged, a handy tip is to keep that gold piece tucked under your foreskin.
And I always do.
That's where barbarians keep it. That's why they got those loincloths.
I unfortunately always keep a bit of gold under my foreskin, and as a consequence of that, next week's episode won't be happening because I've got a hospital appointment. Because who knew?
No, your wife gave birth to gold dust.
Absolutely. Just gonna go. Well, there's only dust coming out of it now, so I'm going to be surprised. There's a reason that I had to adopt. I'm just saying.
Yeah, from the waist down, John's pure gold. He's like a golden centaur.
Which is nowhere near as good as it sounds.
Yeah, it sounds great, but very difficult to go to the bathroom.
Sounds great in theory, but it's got its own problems.
Yeah, he's got to take a drill to the bathroom with him.
Absolutely, just kidding on. Just need to eat zinc tablets constantly. Anyway, back to the quest, right? We'll get. Do you know what? The fact that you've been at a shop's hardly a cliffhanger. So we'll do a wee bit longer.
We'll get to the next decision.
We'll try to get to some sort of exciting cliffhanger. You've told them that you've decided to continue the quest of the luckless big leg. Ah, yes, Nostromo says, slowly rubbing his chin. I heard that the good dwarfs of Stonebridge had lost their fabled warhammer.
Oh, okay.
Without it, their king is unable to arouse his people. I'm sure that should probably be aroused. I'm sure that should...
Oh my God. Nothing gets him.
Anyway, that was not me misreading this. I'm sure that should have been roused, but it does actually say arouse.
Hold on. The only way.
The only way they can arouse his people is
the dwarves are going to die out without this happening.
So without it, the king is unable to arouse his people, despite the fact that the hill trolls threaten their village, which is always quite arousing. It is the kind of fantasy world equivalent of light slapping and mild choking.
The trolls are coming. The trolls are coming.
The trolls are coming. Let me arouse you with my warhammer. So rumour has it that the envious king of another village of dwarfs sent an eagle to Stonebridge to steal the hammer, which it managed to do.
Oh.
I won't even think of the logistics of an eagle trying to carry a warhammer.
That must have been
its talons. But as it flew back over Dartwood, it was attacked by Deathhawks. Fucking Deathhawks, man.
Why did you send your eagle out into Deathhawk territory?
So basically, the eagle was flying over the forest, Dartwood forest.
By the way, in my head, Deathhawks aren't a bird. They're a Mad Max style gang. They're like, Deathhawks! Just throwing stones at eagles.
So they attacked this eagle. The hammer dropped the forest, and it was lost. Apparently, I realised that I'm still supposed to be reading this as Nostromo, who sounds like this. Apparently, 2 forest goblins found the hammer, but could not decide who was to keep it. He seems to know quite a lot about this. They wrestled for hours, but gave up. Then they discovered that the handle unscrewed from the head, and an argument was settled. One kept the head, and the other kept the handle. or the Horrell.
What?
Then they parted ways, each happy with his new treasure. Who knows if they still have them? So I'm afraid your problems are doubled. I can tell you the head is made of bronze and the handle is made of polished ebony. Both head and handle have the letter G inscribed on them. Your task is not easy. Good luck. You better write this down.
Yeah, I am.
So there's a head made of bronze and a handle made of polished ebony, and both have the letter G inscribed in them. Your task is not easy. Good luck. I'm just wondering if, like, already there's people making like fake versions of this.
Yeah, I know that's one.
Like kind of bootleg hammers.
See, I even wrote down polished ebony because I'll get one, it'll be matte, and I'll take it back to me.
Not ebony, you're just like, I don't trust this. I don't trust this. No.
Imagine turning it away because it's like, you've changed the handle of this hammer. This isn't the same hammer anymore.
I'm also wondering how Nostromo knows so much about this. Rumour has it.
A whisper in the wind.
Because I'm thinking, see if this had actually happened, these two dwarfs would probably go, oh, 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 and then they wouldn't tell anybody.
Yeah, I know.
But Nostromo knows. He must have used the potion of listening into other people's conversations, which wasn't one that he offered you.
He used the potion of he was wanking in the bush at the time.
Oh.
Some dwarves showed up.
That was his face. That's your Nostromo watching people unscrewing a hammer face. I can love it. Surprised your neighbours haven't come round yet. You think it's Nostromo and you leave the room by the spiral staircase. So we're ready. You're not even in the forest yet, right? So anyway, we're about to get to a decision. Chris stroke Rodney, and then this is basically your first choice. Might not be the most exciting choice, but this is the choice we're going for. And then we'll go back to a wee deleted scene where we discover what would have happened if you'd drawn your sword.
This is now a feature-length episode.
This is your kind of cliffhanger, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure it might be exciting. I don't know. You've had absolutely no help from any of the three comment sections. I'm just saying. You've consistently at any given point had 7 people watching and nobody's given you any advice. So fuck them. Outside in the bright light, you notice the dead quietness again. A narrow path leads northwards from the tall grass surrounding Nostromo's tower into the dense undergrowth of the dark wood forest. In a few strides, you're surrounded by the dark, entangled forest. Stones and knotted roots seem to hide in the shadows, and you can almost believe that they're trying to trip you up. The light fades quickly, and the air becomes moist and unpleasant. Deeper and deeper you go into the gloom. Eventually, the path. Do you know what? I got it completely wrong. I need to start from the beginning again.
Reroll stats.
Exactly. Eventually, the path forks on either side of a huge old tree, and you've got the choice of going west or east.
Brilliant. That's a good choice.
Cliffhanger! You've got the choice.
So hold on. He knows who was supposed to have the hammer. He knows who has the hammer now. He knows who attacked the eagle. He knows that 2 goblins separated the hammer into 2 different parts. He knows that one part is made of bronze, has a G inscribed on it. The other part is made of polished ebony. It also has a G inscribed on it. But he can't fucking remember what way they went.
Absolutely. Well, the thing is, they could have gone in opposite directions. So maybe west will take you to the head, and east will take you to. I don't know.
Well, I think
so.
I'll leave.
Do you think this is an adequate cliffhanger, or do you want to press on just a little further?
No, this is good. I think here's a good spot, and then that means that we've got all of the admin out of the way in one go, and then next week it's pure questing.
It won't be pure question, though. We'll go off on tangents, right?
It'll be 15% question.
So, Chris, my next question is: do you want to make the decision of west or east now, or do you want people to wonder what you're going to do and come back next week?
I'm gonna leave it till next week, but it's because next week I plan on flipping a coin, and I'm gonna do that right at the start of the session. I'm gonna flip a coin, and
next week's episode is not going to happen on Tuesday. It's going to happen on Wednesday. Just saying that right now because I got a better offer. Right. So next week, tune in to find out whether Rod McBelfast is going to go west or east. Exciting times, guys. This is the end of the quest proper, but now we're going to go back and find out what would have happened had Rod drawn his sword. Right. So I mean, this is if you're not interested in finding out, then we're going to say goodbye now. Thank you for watching Tight 10 and Titan. We'll see you next Wednesday for another quest. But if anybody's interested in seeing this alternate universe where Rod McBelfast had drawn his sword, then stay tuned. We're going to kick into the deleted scenes very, very shortly. What I want to do is this. Chris had absolutely no idea that I was going to do that. He was just, what? Tight 10 and Titan, deleted scenes. Not deleted scenes, alternate scenes. Good. Yep, exactly. So basically, your Strom is walking up the stairs and you get the choice to draw your sword and attack him. So let's see what happens, Chris. This is quite exciting. This is a new feature.
Yeah. We should try and redo one decision. Well, I mean, if we want to keep to an hour, we probably shouldn't. But
no. Let's do. The first couple of episodes are always us trying to find our feet. As you draw your sword, your Stromo turns around and casually advises you not to be foolish, as his magic is great. If you still wish to attack him, you can.
Yeah, of course. Come on, we got
to follow him up the stairs.
We've got, of course.
Excellent. Right. Well, here we go. This is what would have happened if you continued to attack Nostromo. You charge at Nostromo, but only reach the first stair when he lifts his right arm and nonchalantly mumbles a few words. Time seems to stand still amid bright flashes, and your body feels like bubbling liquid inside. When the turmoil subsides, you know something terrible has happened. I don't know why I've suddenly sounded like I'm from the islands, but I have. The stone stairs feel cold in your body, and you realise the problems of a life as a frog. Momo bends down and picks you up, saying with a booming voice, "Well, foolish warrior, enjoy your new life." With that, he lets out a deafening laugh. Then he shuffles to the oak door and opening it throws you into the tall grass outside. Your adventure ends here.
Turned me into a frog.
If you decided to fight Nostromo, he'd have basically turned you into a frog.
Man, how good would it have been if they had planned out an entire path in that book
as a frog?
Well, aren't we glad we didn't make that decision?
Aren't we glad that'd have been the best opening episode? I can't believe it. And be like, welcome to next week, and welcome to episode 1 of season 3 of Tight 10 and Titan.
And then we'll just try and do that every week. See. Oh, there's an idea. We should try and do speed runs. Just try and die in as few decisions as possible.
that would have been even faster than anything I think we could have done in the previous book. That's pretty ridiculous. At that point, if you had done that and then we had next week gone to a new quest, I think you'd have been bemused.
To say the least.
So anyway, that's where we're at. That's what could have happened. Luckily, you made the right choice. So next week you've got the choice of west or east. So I'll give you a week to find a coin.
Exactly.
I know that feeling well. January,
only 2 more weeks to pay day.
I know, bloody hell. Tell me. I've got 2 weeks and 2 days.
I've got 2 weeks and 3 days.
I get paid the last Thursday every month.
I get paid the 28th, which this month happens to be a Friday.
Oh, right.
But if it's a
Anyway,
Sunday, I get paid on the Friday. So
everybody now knows that our our kind of wage frequency. So
yeah, they know when to donate.
absolutely, that's it. We should put a wee donation page. Kind of going, nobody watches the first week of the month when we're absolutely skint. I know I get paid 2 days ago, but Hero Quest just came out. Did you ever play Hero Quest?
I've never played Hero Quest. No,
it was a kind of Hasbro game that was done in conjunction with Games Workshop, and they did Hero Quest, which was kind of a board game, a fun board game version of the kind of classic Warhammer, I suppose. And then did Space Crusade, which was a board game version of like Warhammer 40k.
Aye.
So it's been 25 years since I bought Hero Quest when it came out, and there's a 25th anniversary, and it's 99 quid.
Oh my god!
To buy 25th anniversary of this game, and I'm not lying to you, I'm considering it, but I need to do that very quietly.
If you get it, I need to come down. We'll get a pack of beers in, and we'll have to go for it. Like, by the way, I got a game recently. It's on the PlayStation, but it's based on a tabletop game. It's Blood Bowl. You ever heard of Blood Bowl?
Is it what platform have you got it on?
PlayStation 4.
They've got Blood Bowl in the PlayStation 4.
Blood Bowl 2, and
I was a massive fan of Blood Bowl.
Oh man, I've been playing the Lizard Men, and they're shite at passing, but you get your big fucking dinosaurs on the front line, and then you've got these little like zippy lizards, like wee Jesus Christ lizards.
Yeah,
and they run the ball up the field. Oh, man,
I had no idea. I had no idea that they had released a game.
well, if you get it, we're fucking playing it, man. I've got
yeah, bloody right. No, I mean, I might be buying it as soon as I come off this call. I was a massive Blood Bowl fan. I was actually talking to somebody recently, and pre-COVID, so it wasn't that recently. He's actually still got Blood Bowl. We're going to start a tabletop Blood Bowl tournament.
Oh, that would be brilliant. Get the Lizard Man in and I'll join.
Absolutely. We'll sort this out. Again, now the viewers are kind of going, this seems like another language. What are they even talking about?
This is just two nerds wanking.
I know, just kind of, by the way, I didn't even stream this. It was just you and me tonight.
Having a wee chug.
Having a wee virtual chug.
But yeah, Blood Bowl 2. Make sure if you get it on the PlayStation, it's Blood Bowl 2, because you don't want to get the first one because it came out in like 90, 94, 95 or something.
It only seems to be available in the Atari ST.
I didn't know you had one of those, Chris.
A back 20. Anyway, right. So I'm actually going to buy this, and we'll sort this out. Right. This is happening. Guys, thank you very much for watching Titan 10 on Titan. If you get any and next week, you can help Rod McBelfast with his choices of west or east by posting comments. Let us know what you think. It will probably have no impact because he's already said that he will.
But if you show up to the session, you can help me make decisions within the session.
So in terms of cliffhanger, you've got a week to help him decide, a week and 1 day to help him decide. Let's do this. We'll see what happens. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll see you next week. Chris, as always, great fun. Loved it.
Excellent fun.
And next week, we start episode 2, which will be a full hour of questioning instead of admin and tangents.
Yeah, well, there will definitely be tangents.
There will be tangents. I've seen that film. I've got it in DVD.
There will be tangents.
There will be tangents. Good night.